Hello, welcome to the Hermitage. My name is Patricia. I know some of you may have been here before, but some of you may be very new to Harvest Home Hermitage, and all of you, I greet you welcome. Today I thought I'd do a little talk on the subject, a question that may be going through the minds of some of you. I know it went through my mind quite a lot when I first started this path, is what on earth does a polytheist hermit nun do all day? Well, I'll tell you what I don't have. I don't have a rule. You know, you've heard of the Benedictine rule or the Cistercian rule that other monastic groups have. I don't have one of those. I'm a little more free-flowing than that. I do have a set periods of time for various things. For instance, when I first rise between about 7:30 or 8 to about 9, that's a period where I will do a short meditation. I'll say my morning prayers, greet the gods and the goddesses, and do little mundane things such as getting my sister's medicine for her and taking care of breakfast if anyone wants it. Usually I'm the only one that eats breakfast, so that's easy enough. From 9 till about 11 o'clock, I have a work period. Now I do work for wage labor. I am an archaeologist. And I run the lab out of this little building behind me for our archaeology firm. And they usually keep me on my toes. I've usually got quite enough to do. Occasionally I do go out in the field still. I'm restricted on that quite a bit because I do have 2 bad knees at the moment. I've been told they need to be replaced. And I'm too young for them to be replaced, so there's not a whole lot they can do that I can afford, even with my insurance. So I can't go on the long hikes through rough terrain, but I can go on the smaller excavations, and I do those 2 or 3 times a year. When I am at the Hermitage, and of course being in the field and being at home are 2 very different things. My schedule may be thrown completely out of whack on field days. But 9 to 11 is when my first work period, paid work period. And I will also throw in little things that need to be done for the Hermitage itself to support the work of the Hermitage. For instance, I may spend a little time after breakfast putting eggs into cartons to put out at the honor store at the front of the property, which I will have to show you when I set it up next. I only have it out when I have a surplus. So, and I'll have to, and you know, but the rest of the time will be spent on paid labor. At 11 o'clock, I have another meditation period and another prayer period. It's usually a praise period. I have some set prayers that I say to Kornunos and to Habandia. And who knows, maybe one day I'll record one of those if anyone's interested in seeing it. After that is lunch and a rest period. I am also a type 2 diabetic. I'm working on losing some weight so I can get back into health, regain my health. But it does make me very weary. I have periods of pretty intense fatigue that come with. So I try to treat myself gently during those periods. But I will go get lunch. I will usually get something for my sister and make something for myself here. My sister is 75, excuse me, and she has, as well as a heart condition, she has dementia. and there's a large bird flying past. That's what I was looking at. I think it's one of the tree ducks. She doesn't like much food other than fast food, and I cannot break her of it. As much as I've tried giving her good healthy food, and she hates all of it. If it even looks like the vegetable it originally came from, she can't stand it. So the closest thing I've been able to get her to is a baked potato in the jacket. But anyway, enough of that. But I try to make sandwiches or a salad here for myself from the produce I grow in my garden. After lunch and after a rest period, it's usually about 1 o'clock, I will come back out to either the shed or out to the garden, and I'll do about 15-20 minutes of yoga stretches. I used to do this very regularly. I'm starting to get back into it as part of my new fitness routine. Let's see, once that's over with, probably about 1:30 or 2, I will go back in and go back to paid work. That ends at 5. Now I also do some work on the weekends to make up any hours I've missed, so through the week. Let's see, 5 o'clock, of course, is I go in and start making dinner. We usually have that while watching the news and Wheel of Fortune at about 6 and 6:30. 7 o'clock, which it's just about a little bit after 7 right now when I'm filming this, is my rest and recreation period. I'm choosing to use part of my recreation period for work for the Hermitage, but normally this is a recreation period for me. And at various points throughout that day, I will go through and I may do some weeding in the garden, or if there's a plant that needs to be potted or repotted, I may repot a plant. And it's just, a few minutes here and there for that kind of thing. There is another, I forgot, I do have a centering meditation that I do between the end of work and dinner, so that's usually about 5:30 is when I get in to make dinner. It kind of helps me turn off from the work day and get into the mindset for being back in the house and with my sister. My sister does have a caregiver who comes and during the day while I'm out here in the lab and sees to her needs that way. But other than that, it's just me and her. Let's see. So that is usually my day. My evening will probably be spent with either watching videos on YouTube. I have several that I watch from time throughout the week. I may do some reading. I've got a new book. I meant to bring it out, darn it. I have a new book called Polytheist Monastics. It just arrived in the mail the other day, and I should have brought it out. I'll do that with the next video. Maybe I'll devote a video to it. It was edited by my friend Janet Munin, and it includes several chapters of essays and an interview with polytheist monastics, people who are trying to create a monastic or eremitic lifestyle within polytheism. And just full disclosure, I am one of them. I'm one of the ones who was interviewed for that particular volume. So I think they paid me about $25 or something like that. Not even that much, I don't think. But it is a wonderful book, and it is the first of its kind. So if you're interested at all in polytheist monasticism, I would definitely say go and get it. Polytheist Monastics, edited by Janet Munin, M-U-N-I-N. Okay, now past that. So usually I am in bed with the sun. I go to bed about 8 o'clock, about 8 o'clock or 8:30 as the sun goes down. I find that a long rest period helps me. I do sometimes wake up in the middle of the night, and at that time I may watch a video or count sheep or something, but I'll go back to sleep after a while and then wake up again when the sun rises. And that is the day, a day in the life of a hermit nun. It probably is a little disappointing. Oh, what kind of things do I do for the work of the Hermitage, what do you think? Let's see, well, gardening is obviously a big part of it. So is caring for my chickens, watching the bees, mostly just watching. I'm doing natural beekeeping, so I'm not opening the hive very often at all. My goodness, my voice is going, isn't it? I don't know what's up with that, although it is pollen season in Texas, so that's probably what it is. Everything has this yellow skim of oak pollen all over it. I've got a kitty cat who's demanding some attention here. Let's see. I also knit. I will knit little objects. I do different things for my daughter, shawls for my daughter, sweaters for my grandson. I'll also do washcloths and face cloths. I gave a bunch out at Yule to my family and friends of washcloths. I also do, I have an eye to get back into sewing and quilting. So that would be, those would all, and of course any kind of study that I do. Reading books, meditation, that kind of thing is all part of the work of the Hermitage. And we'll discuss different parts of that as time goes on. But yeah, it's not so much having a set time in which I do these things, as much as it is an all-encompassing, yes, I'm here, and whenever I feel the urge, I'll stop and say a small prayer, or I may sit down and talk to one of the other goddesses or gods, or for just a few moments. I have kittens playing around the tripod, so they're really getting active. If anyone wants a kitten, come get one. Anyway, so that's about it. That's a day in the life of a hermit nun, polytheist hermit nun. Let me know if you have any other questions that I would like to do a series of question and answer things. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions for me, or if you have any questions about this kind of life, or anything at all. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this particular day in the life of this hermit nun. And blessed be.